Happy New Year from the Craftique Studio. Welcome in. I hope you had a very restful holiday and are excited to get back into shape with more crafting fun this year. I've decided to share my 5 crafty New Year's resolutions with you. And the first of them is to send birthday cards to everyone this year. I try, but usually when the birthdays come, I either don't have enough cards in my stash to send or I forget and I don't plan in advance. So this year, I'm aiming to do all of that differently. To start, I'm going to make a birthday card with you. Aren't they cute? I'm going to make a bunch of these and have them in my stash ready to go. Each month, around the 15th of the month, I'm going to come back with a new video for a new birthday card. This way, if you'll craft along with me, we'll be ahead of the game and we'll have plenty of cards in our stash at any time. Check the comments below for more information about the birthday club. I am so excited to make this beautiful card with you. These cute little critters are so adorable and they can be used for so many different occasions and different projects. Let's jump right in. For these cute little critters, I used the Pink and Main Cute Peekers collection. And these stamps are so adorable. You get a little pig, a little bear, a little monkey, a little bunny, and a cute little unicorn, along with their little hooves or little paws. And then there's a couple of other little accessories there, as well as a caption bubble. And it has a couple of different sentiments here that could be used all year round. This set also has a coordinating matching die, and you'd be able to cut out every single shape here, including the little star and the little carrot that comes with it. Now, you might have seen during the holidays, the sister piece to this, which is called Holiday Peeker Places. And this is really cute because you could take the little wreath or the stocking and you can have the little critters peeking inside or over top or on the bottom of these different shapes. So it's really adorable how you can put the little paws anywhere on the shape and then put their bodies behind it and then make something really cute. Now, this set, even though it's for the holidays, could also be used all year round with this gift box here. And this could be used for birthday or a surprise or something like that with the little critter jumping out of it. This set also has its own coordinating dies too. So I'm going to start by stamping a couple of the images. I'm going to stamp the unicorn and the pig. And I'm using the Gina K amalgam ink because that ink is easiest to blend with our alcohol ink markers. And that way the black ink will not run, which is very important. We also have a My Favorite Things hybrid ink in the shop too, which will achieve the same results. I want to make it a little bit darker. And as you can see, it has a nice bold outline for the cute little critters, which just makes it even more adorable and easier to color. Okay, so I'm just going to wipe off these stamps with my Lawn Fawn chamois. And I want to start coloring. I'm going to pull out my Olo markers. And I'm using the primary collection of 16 colors to make our design adorable today. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay. And the thing I love about these Olo markers is that they're so smooth and so vibrant. They make a novice like me, who's not a very good colorist, look good. And I'm all for anything that makes me look good. Okay. So I'm just going to use a variety of rainbow colors here and just switch it up a little bit. Oops, I blurred a little off the side. I'm going to use a darker color to even that out. And don't forget to color the hooves or the paws. These are the paws that go with the unicorn. I'm going to keep the unicorn white, because that's what I'm usually seeing. It's a white unicorn horse. So I'm just going to color in all the accents, and then I'm going to give her a little eyeshadow. And then a little lip. Okay, and then the pig, I'm actually going to color with this color. Yep, this is the one I want. Give it like a more hearty pink than the traditional light pink. And it doesn't matter how far down you go with the body because you're not going to see it. It's going to be cut off. And it's kind of cartoony, so I'm going to make those yellow. All right. So now I'm just going to cut those out, but before I do, I want to put a sentiment in the speech bubble. So since we're talking about remembering birthdays as one of my first crafty resolutions, I'm going to make this a birthday card. The fun thing about this is that you can stamp a bunch of these different characters, color them up for fun, and then you can just cut them out and just place them all over different cards, or just replicate this card that we're doing many, many times. I'm using the Gina K blue denim color here for the caption, and this blue denim color is in, I believe, the winter collection of her ink cubes that we have in the store. Okay. And I used the block here to show that when you have a good ink like Gina K's, you can get a great impression the first time. All right, so now I'm going to die cut these. So there we are, so cute. And you can just see how this is going to come together already on the finished product. Now we're going to decorate our card base. And as you can see here, I just added a little bit of splatter of paint to just make this a little bit more interesting, so it didn't have like a flat white background. And I don't know if you can see it here, but there's a little shimmer and a little texture to this paint. So I basically used the Pink and Main Water Gems Sparkling Watercolors, and there's a variety of different colors here. These are powdered watercolors, and I just wet a little bit of it and then just splattered it on with a brush. So I chose the emerald color, which is a really vibrant green. And as you can see here in the jar, they're very shimmery in color. And since I'm not going to be doing a lot of painting, I'm just going to be using a little bit. What I did was basically use a piece of wax paper. Wax paper is going to be one of your crafty best friends. So I would invest in a little bit of it. And basically all I did was just tap a little bit out. And you don't need much at all. Just that much. And see how much you get in the jar. So you can just imagine how far this is going to go in terms of how much use you'll get out of it. And then I have my Pink and Main water brush. And I like this brush because it has push button valves to release the water on the sides. So you can get out as much as you want. So I'm just going to put a couple drops here and activate the paint. Look how beautiful that is. Let me zero in so you can see it better. And the color turns a little darker once you add the water. So it is like a true emerald green. All right, so I picked up a good amount of the paint on the brush, and now I'm going to get my splatter box. Nothing beautiful about this. It's just a box with a paper towel inside. And let me just move this out the way so you can see. I'm literally going to just flick the paint. Onto the paper. Pick up some more. And you can flick it as heavy or as light as you want. You can change some colors and just do like a beautiful rainbow effect in the background. It's a lot of fun because you can make a mess in a box. And there's no cleanup required. That's the best part of it. All right. You can even tap it on the side of the box. I mean, there's so many fun things you can do with this. Regardless of how you do it, it just comes out really pretty and artistic. And as you can see, it's like this random pattern, but it looks like cardstock almost, right? And you get some heavier and lighter touches of the color. So I'm going to dry that. And again, since you use the wax paper, all you do is just throw it away. I'm going to dry this with the heating gun tool. And since it's a watercolor and I didn't use a lot, it does dry very quickly. So it's already dry. And there's actually some texture to it too. It's really pretty. I wish you could really see and feel how it comes out. All right, so we now have our background and we're ready to assemble our card. For the bottom piece, you can use any type of scrap paper that you have lying around, anything with color. It could be a texture, it could be anything. So I chose paper from the Lawn Fawn Favorite Flannel Pack. This is a 6x6 paper pad, and as you can see, it has a lot of different colors here. They're more of the winter color mix. And then I chose this light blue color to cut a piece out of. And so it has two sides where you have the diagonal plaid or the more traditional straight plaid. And I like the diagonal because it gives it a little bit more movement. And I cut this down to 4 1/4 by 2.5 inches, just so it would be wide enough to fit on my card base, and then just high enough to give me some room to play with at the top of the card. I also took a piece of scrap craft paper, which is that brown color, and then cut a strip of that 4 1/4 by about, I think this is about 1/4 inch. Yeah, a little over 1/4 inch. And that way you have a little bit of a background. So this adds a little bit of a way of cutting up or breaking up the design, but at the same time, you can anchor your little critters around it to make it more three-dimensional, okay? So I'm going to glue down this piece first, and then glue down my background strip. And then when you glue down this piece here, you don't want to glue the very top. And the reason why is because you want to give a little bit of room for your critters to be inserted. So I'm going to be using the Pink and Main Easy Squeeze Craft Glue. And get a little bit more on the edge at the bottom. And I'm going to anchor it this way because I'm no good with seeing straight. So I just anchor it this way. And then paste it down. And again, I didn't glue it all the way at the top, so I left a lip. And that's important so that you can anchor your pieces. Now, with this piece, I can actually glue it down because it's going to be in the background of my finished project. So I'm just going to run a little strip of glue there. And a little goes a long way with this glue, so you don't have to use much. tweezers. And you can use a black, you know, something darker if you want to break it up a little bit more. If you want to do like a scene where this is more like a carpet and this is at the wall, you can do like a chair rail-ish type of thing. So you can do a whole bunch of different things that just show a different effect. All right. So I'm gonna make sure that's level. All right. Now we're ready to insert our little critters. Now you want to give it a little bit of dimension, and what I used is a little bit of foam tape. And this is the Alta New foam tape. This baby like goes a long way. It comes in this huge roll, and then you just keep, you know, tearing and cutting off little pieces of it as you go. And it's very flexible, and it's not too high. So it gives enough dimension that you can use it for shaker cards or such, but it's not so high that you can't mail your card. All right. I'm going to put one behind the pig. And then I'm going to put another piece behind the happy birthday bubble because I want that to pop too. Okay, so now a word about the paws. Let's line this up. I want the unicorn to say happy birthday in this example. In my sample, I did it the opposite way. So you just tuck her in and tuck little piggy in. Okay. Now, when you're looking at the paws, you might want to do something a little different. So you want to anchor them kind of on an angle, and you want to stick them up so it looks like their hands are actually peeking outside of the covers or whatever you have. And this almost looks like they're in bed, right? Like they're in a little bed tucked in, and their hands or paws are peeking over the bedspread there, right? Or the blanket. So you can do it this way, and Pink and Main puts a little bit of a white outline or around each of their dyed pieces, and that doesn't bother me at all, but some people are bothered by that. So if you'd rather something a little bit more flush, you can just fussy cut around the edge with some scissors just to get that white background off. And if you do that, I did that in this example here, you can just take a little bit of black marker and color around the edge, just in case there's a little bit of white that you missed, so you don't have to be perfectly exact. And then that will give you that outline that you're looking for. But I'm gonna do this one with the white outline because it doesn't bother me. And I think it's even, you know, it's still cute regardless. So if that's the case, I'm just going to glue these down flush to the paper, and then I'm just gonna take off the backing and adhere those to the card. Again, tucking it in. And the happy birthday. And Piggy. These are just so cute. My daughter colored a bunch of them earlier, and I'll show you some of the things that I did with hers. She just colored them for me and walked away. So I get the opportunity to do with them as I please. You can also pop these up too if you wanted to, but I think that just the fact that they're kind of hanging over the edge gives them dimension enough. And they don't need any more. What do you think? Shout out in the comments if this is a project that you would like to do, if you can think of some folks who would appreciate this. And I think it's not necessarily for kids only. I think this would be cute for adults too. We can all use a little cuteness in our lives, right? Especially for animal lovers out there. Little critters are always cute. And Pink and Main creates some really adorable ones. All right, so there you have it. This is the card base, and we can just put that onto, this is the card face, and we can just glue this onto a card base, and then we're finished. So there are two examples of two projects that you can do that are similar. You can change up the coloring, you can change up the sentiment, and you can change up the little characters too. So a couple of other things that I've done with them. I actually took some scrap paper that I had from a couple of Christmas projects, and I actually glued the characters that my daughter colored onto them. So here's an example of a little note card, and the little pig is peeking off the side. So they don't have to necessarily be on top. They can be on the side. And what I'm going to do is write a little personal note here and put this in her lunchbox for the start of the new year. This one I actually got really clever with, and I poked a hole and cut a slit in the middle of the cardstock. So you can see it peeking out there. And I just put him, the little bear, in the middle of the paper. So I'm going to write a little note here and a little note at the bottom, like, you know, have a great day today, love mom. And this will be another lunchbox note. She colored another one, which is a little monkey with the little paws. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that one yet, but you can put these on tags for gifts. There's so many things that you can do with these adorable little critters. So I'm going to think of something else to use that for. And there you have a couple of different projects done in, you know, no time at all. So just to show you these cards again, you have your happy birthday, and you make a bunch of these, and then you'll have birthday cards already in your stash and ready to go for this year and for the month of January. Thanks so much for watching.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. We'd love to hear from you.